I think there are two principal constraints that come to my mind. The first is that on Twitter, for example, foreign policy, you have to understand, is a complex area. And often, even if you had the ability to explain a subject in 140 characters, you may not have the freedom to do that. You may not be able to say things that you know, because to do that would be to undermine what you're trying to achieve. And so you need to keep in mind that while there is the public sharing aspect of diplomacy, there is also a side of diplomacy which is quiet. And it inhibits you from speaking and from answering questions as fully and freely as the expectations of the people are. So very often you can get an angry question, why don't you do this? And you have the answer, but you can't say it, because to give that answer in honest terms might end up creating other complications that you want to avoid as a mature individual and as a diplomat. So that's constraint number one for me, that you have the answers, but you are unable to express them fully or convey them fully because of operational or functional reasons, leaving the guy at the other end of Twitter somewhat dissatisfied. He thinks you're hedging or you're not responding to him. So there is that first aspect. The second constraint, which is more, I think, institutional for us, is that most government organizations, by definition, tend to be hierarchical. And there are levels of clearances and so on. But here, in the new age of social media, there is chances that a younger officer, a younger diplomat, is far more attuned to the nuance and practice of the medium than somebody like me who's in his mid-50s. So am I able to break the hierarchies and empower younger diplomats to go ahead and respond? And so the challenge really is, can I define frameworks within which we can empower actual users to respond without necessarily entering into embarrassing situations, right? So what's that balance between laying down the boundaries and still giving enough freedom that people can respond in real time without going through the usual layers of hierarchy?